Good morning, students. Today I'm going to discuss with you the basics of Adobe Photoshop. Okay, so first of all, we will see the different menus that are available in Photoshop. First of all, you can see on screen File menu. From this menu, you can open a new file, you can create a new file, and you can save your work. These are the basic options used in our File menu. Next, we have Edit menu. Now in edit menu, basically we use the options to step forward and step backward. They perform the function of undo and redo. Then we have image menu. Most important options that are used under this menu, they are image size, canvas size, and rotate canvas. Then we have layer menu. In Photoshop, we work on layers. When we create images, then we put the objects layer wise. So this menu is used to add or delete a layer. Next we have select menu. This is used to make selections and also to make inverse selections. Then we have filter menu. Under this menu you can apply several effects on your images. Then we have view menu, which is used to zoom in or zoom out. Basically these are the most importantly used options under it. Then we have window menu. Now window menu, it is used to show and hide various tools. Like we have this option, hide tools. We click it, tools will not be visible. Go to window, then show tools, it will be visible. Similarly, we have hide layers. So these layers are not visible now. Again, we go to here, show layers, the layers will be visible to you. Now how we create images using Photoshop? What are the different tools available in Photoshop? Now let us have a look at the tools. First tool that you can see here, this is your marquee tool. This tool is used to select different objects, to select a particular image. Next we have moving tool. This is used to drag the objects, or you can also drag a complete image from one image to another. You can use it to drag one object from one image to another image, or to drag complete image. Then we have lasso tool. This is used for freehand selection. Next we have magic wand tool. Now this magic wand tool is used to select multiple colors from an image. Next we have cropping tool. If you wish to crop an area from an image. Next we have a slice tool, airbrush tool. Both are used for painting. Again we have paintbrush tool for painting. We have clone stamp tool. This is used for cloning a part of the image. Okay. Then again we have history brush tool again for painting. Then we have eraser tool for erasing. We have paint bucket tool to fill color into background and foreground. Then we have blur tool if we have to blur some portion of our images. Then we have dodge tool. We'll be using these tools in an image and I will demonstrate the use of these tools. Then we have path selection tool. Next we have text tool for typing text, pen tool for selection of a path for drawing. Then we have shapes tool. Now let us take an example. Go to file, click on new, then a box will open. Give a name to your image. Suppose I'm giving the name IMG and then click OK. Now a new image will open. Now let us check how we use paint bucket tool. The one point to remember is whenever we are creating an image in Photoshop and we are editing the same image, then what we have to do, we have to save it with PSD extension. This PSD stands for Photoshop document. So we go to file, we will save it as img.psd. Here you can see the format is .psd. This format is used for editing in Photoshop. After we have completed the editing, then we can save it in JPG format for use, and we can use it for printing, or we can use it online also. Now let us see how we use Paint Bucket tool. So I will click here and I will select all. I'll go to Paint box. Now here you can see two box. First is for foreground color, second is for background color. If you want to apply a foreground color, we will choose from this palette box. Like I've taken yellow color, click OK. Similarly for background, we click second box. We will choose from the color palette. I've taken blue color and I click OK. Now if you click here on the image, it will show you foreground color, which is yellow. We can also fill a pattern in the foreground. Here you have option of filling foreground, solid, or a pattern. If you select pattern, then it will show you options under the, if you select pattern from here, then it will also show you options under pattern. First of all, you will save it. Another thing that we can do is we can also write text on it. Suppose now I want to write text here. I've chosen the text tool. Now in order to write your text, first of all you will go here and change the color of the text. Suppose I choose blue color. Now you have to write some text here. Suppose I'm writing the text here. I've given a text heading. Now, whenever we'll write something using text tool, a new layer will be created here. In the layer palette, you can see in the layer palette, which is at the bottom right hand side, here a layer is created with the name text heading. And here you can see an eye. It is used to view and hide the layers. When I click on it, now this will be invisible. When click again, then this will be visible. So this is used to view and hide a layer, and the brush is showing here. It means you can edit this layer. Now I'm present at this layer, so I will select my text, and here is the option for giving text styles. When I go to here, there are various styles that I can apply to my text. Now you can see this is how my text is looking. Now this is what I have done at layer number 1. Here is a layer for the background, which is showing you yellow color. We can hide our background also. When we hide our background, it will show you check boxes. That means the background has been turned to transparent. When I click it again, then the background will be visible to you. Now each time, if we select text tool again, new text will be entered on the new layer. Now if I type here text 1, you will see it on another layer in the layers palette. ठीक है, जितनी बार भी हम नया टेक्स्ट एंटर करेंगे टेक्स्ट बॉक्स से, वो हर बार एक न्यू लेयर के ऊपर क्रिएट होगा. जितनी भी इमेजेस हम बनाते हैं फोटोशॉप में, उन पे लेयर्स के ऊपर काम होता है. जैसे हम एक टेक्स्ट डॉक्यूमेंट बनाना सीख रहे हैं, तो यहाँ पे जितनी बार हम टेक्स्ट बॉक्स यूज करेंगे, वो हर बार एक न्यू लेयर पे जाएगा टेक्स्ट जो हम एंटर करेंगे. और जिस लेयर को हमने यहाँ पे लेयर पैलेट में सेलेक्ट किया हुआ है, उसी के ऊपर हम एडिटिंग कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, जब ये ब्रश दिखा रहा है, दैट मीन्स दिस लेयर इज एडिटेबल. अब हम टेक्स्ट 1 जो मैंने लिखा है उसको व्यू और हाइड करके अगर देखें, तो दिस इज हाउ नाउ इट्स इनविजिबल. अगेन आई मेक इट विजिबल. Now if we write again another text element now, suppose I write here text 2. Now you can see it on our next layer. फोटोशॉप में जितना भी हम काम करते हैं वो लेयर वाइज करते हैं, उसका क्या फ़ायदा होता है, जितनी बार हमने एडिटिंग करनी है किसी एक एलिमेंट की तो हम उस पर्टिकुलर लेयर पे जाके एडिटिंग कर सकते हैं. We need not edit the entire image, we have to just go to layer, select that layer from layer palette, and then we can perform the editing on that particular element. Now I've entered next element, text 4. Now what we can do is we can apply different text styles to all these elements as we have done to our heading. First we have background clear, then text 1, text 2, text 3, and text 4 are written on the same layer. Then text heading. These are all different layers that we have created. As I have applied the style to this heading, we can also go layer by layer to each text value and we can apply the styles. Now let us open an image. Suppose this is an image that we wish to crop. Now how we'll be doing this? We'll be using the crop tool. We'll be selecting the portion that we wish to crop using the crop tool. Using the move tool, now you have got this portion of your cropped image. Now using the move tool, you can also drag this crop portion to this image, first image. Now what I've done, I have taken a new image, I've cropped that image, then I have dragged that image to my first image. Now you have to save it in .psd extension because you are working on this. Now what you can do, this is the clone tool. Now suppose if I press Alt and then clone it, you can create a clone of this image also. This clone tool is used to duplicate an image. I'm using the clone tool which is duplicating my image. It's duplicating my image. How I've used this tool, I've gone to a portion of my image, then I have pressed Alt and then this cloning stamp tool. Now this tool will produce a duplicate copy of your image wherever you will press by the brush, drag by the brush. So I have generated a clone of my image. Let us take another example also. Suppose I will show you a new image. I'll open a new image. Now this is your new image. If I want to use clone tool here, I will press Alt from the keyboard. I will select clone stamp. Suppose then I have put the stamp here by Alt button. Now what I have to do, I have to just take any brush from here. I have to start and it will perform the cloning. Means it will produce a duplicate copy of my image. Now it has produced a duplicate copy of my image. This is the use of your clone tool. You have various variety of brushes here. You can choose any brush to create different clone effects. For example, I select like this portion. Now this portion. Now if I change my brush to this one, what kind of effect it will create? We have different varieties of brushes that is used to clone a particular part of the image or the entire image. This is how we perform cloning. We have different levels of brushes. Each time you use a different brush, a different level will be created, different design will be created. Let us try some another brush on a new image. Let us take a new image. Now let us take a new image. Suppose I want to clone this person. Now what I will do, I will select the clone tool. I will press Alt button. Then stamp will be visible on this person and I put this stamp here. Now what is happening? I will be using brush. Now I will show the use of this brush. Now see, you can see the cloning of image. Same person. Now I have formed a duplicate copy by using clone tool. We have cloned this image. We have cloned this image. राइट और यहाँ पे जितने भी ब्रशेज हैं जितनी बार एक डिफरेंट ब्रश आप यूज करोगे आप जितनी बार आप डिफरेंट ब्रश यूज करोगे आपको डिफरेंट इफेक्ट जो है वो मिलेगा so we have learned the use of different kinds of tools. This lasso selection is for freehand selection. Now you have to select this area, select it freehand. Lasso tool is for freehand selection. If you have to select something by freehand like this, it gets selected. This is used for freehand selection. And marquee tool, if we have to select in the form of a shape, then marquee tool is used. So this is your zoom tool. If you want to enlarge a particular area of the image, you want to see it, this is your zoom tool. So we have learned the use of cropping tool, text tool, paint box, and moving tool, how to adjust the foreground and background, and how to drag an image from one file to another file, how to drag an object, how to duplicate a part of the image or the entire image, how to work on layers, how to view the layers, how to hide the layers, how to edit these layers. So whatever editing we perform in Photoshop, that is basically done layer wise so that we can select a particular layer and edit it easily. This tool, another tool here we have, this is used for blurring a portion of the image. For example, we open an image Let us open an image and try to give it blur effect. Now we select this. First of all, we select this object with lasso tool. Then we go to this option, select inverse. Since we have to blur all the area which is not selected, so we have selected inverse. Now go to filter, go to blur and choose a brush. I've chosen Gaussian brush. Click OK, and now what you have to do, you have to go to filter, then blur, choose Gaussian blur. Now here you can select the ratio, how much you want to blur. Now you can select the brush. You can select any brush. Now you can see that this area is got blurred. You can use different kinds of, you can increase the ratio like this. Now you can see it's completely blurred, only the selected portion is visible to you. So today we have discussed the tools of Photoshop. I hope it is clear to all of you. Thanks to all of you.